How are we doing? Can you raise your hand if you've ever used Perplexity? It's a tool. Not many. And raise your hand if you think tools like Perplexity that are, it's essentially a better version of ChatGPT, or they claim to be. The difference is they've made or declared that they're very interested in travel and they want to be a part of the transaction, or they want to own the transaction. Now raise your hand if you think the category of Perplexity and ChatGPT who want to be there and own the transaction pose a threat to Expedia and Booking in the next 36 months. Okay. Now coming back to something else, more closer to what we do in ZYTLYN. We focus on predictive AI. Generative AI is a different beast than predictive AI. Large language models are horrible at doing mathematics. LLMs are like a professor of literature and language. They suck at mathematics and physics. They can't do forecasting. They don't understand numbers. If you ask 2 plus 2, it may tell you it's 5. It can predict the next word, but not the next stock price or the best price to sell a flight or package or XYZ in travel. And airlines, on average, they lose 140,000 every 24 hours by not being able to do these quantitative predictive estimations. OTAs, Expedia alone, in our estimates, is losing $3.6 million every 24 hours, down the drain. Well, the drain is Google's wallet. So what we've done is we've created a platform that essentially has access to its own data sets that is acquiring on private and private data sources and tries to understand everything about travel. The travel players, consumers, and answer any question through one single API. Who are the competitors? Who's doing what? OTAs, airlines, tour operators, message search, consumers. What do they want? What's their willingness to pay? When? How much? And in a world where cookies are disappearing, this is critical. And we've positioned ourselves to be the global provider of this type of intelligence to feed players in the AGI market. ChatGPT, Perplexity, anyone, Expedia, Booking, because none of these players understand the entire market. They need something that will tell them how much is Houman willing to pay on this specific date? What is he thinking? What does he want? Who are the competitors? That doesn't exist. ChatGPT can't do that. A few pain points. OTAs, on average, they waste about 35% of their budget, which is going down the drain, or Google's wallet. Cookies are disappearing. Mid this year, it's going to probably go down the drain entirely, and towards the end of the year, it's completely out of the picture. So question is, are you ready? Airlines, on average, 15% of their flight, or their flights are 15% emptier than what they could be. They lose 5% on revenues, 50% of their budget is completely wasted on marketing that is spray and pray. Airports, on average, 90% of revenues on non-aeronautical side is completely lost because they don't estimate well enough what kind of traffic they should be attracting to their airports. OTAs metas, these are real things in production as we speak with our predictive platform. I'm going to summarize this. What this is doing is the API is telling the OTA where to do marketing, to whom, when, which week, which place, to which destination, and how much to market exactly. To airlines, it's telling them where to fly, how often to fly, how much to price it, and where to market, how much, and to whom. And to airports, essentially, it tells them which airlines you should be attracting to your airport and how should you price your services, like car park and things like that. And has a massive impact on their revenues. And this is very, very easy to do, at least with a single API that has all the answers. Extremely difficult to do with your own internal data sets or with LLM, which is, again, is very good at understanding text, professor of literature, but very bad at doing any mathematics. And plus, it doesn't know the input into the equation. It doesn't have the data. And finally, and I'm going to try to finish on time, this is absolutely not a sales pitch. In fact, we have a 3 months waiting list to onboard new customers on the platform. But it's just a wake-up call. I heard someone in a previous conference saying you should have a strategy and take your time and play with AI and LLM. Bullshit. Alta Vista didn't have time to play and sit down and have a strategy. They were killed by Google in I think, in a time span of 6 months. But there is light end of the tunnel. So I don't want to end on a negative note. Thank you so much, and hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.